The federal government's delegation to the 2014 Christian pilgrimage to Israel, Rome and Greece has submitted its report to President Jonathan in Abuja. The delegation, among other recommendations, wants the federal government to encourage indigenous carriers in the lifting of pilgrims. State House correspondent Shegulawole has more.
The 10-man delegation, headed by the President Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Ayo Jafo, were presenting its findings and recommendations to President Jonathan, described the 2014 Christian pilgrimage to Israel, Rome, and Greece as a huge success, with particular mention of the program tagged A Day with Jesus, which was also attended by President Jonathan in Jerusalem. Among other recommendations, the delegation urges more states and local government sponsorship of pilgrims, while A Day with Jesus program be made an annual event in the Holy Land.
That the Commission should continue to do everything in its power to encourage indigenous participation in the air carrier aspect of the operations. That the Greece aspect of the pilgrimage be expanded to attract greater participation in the program.
President Jonathan, while commending the delegation for a successful 2014 pilgrimage, also commended the Executive Secretary, National Christian Pilgrims Commission, John Kennedy Opara, for his relentless efforts towards the success and the various innovations introduced during the pilgrimage.
The only thing I noticed is that various state governments are trying to withdraw from sponsorship of pilgrimage, maybe because of the economic pressure on them. I don't know, but we'll encourage them to do so. But luckily, private institutions are showing interest, and I believe that the religious bodies and some individuals and private institutions will gradually begin to key in.
A total of 12,890 Nigerians performed the 2014 Christian pilgrimage. In the State House, Shegulawole, NTA News.
Now on to stories concerning the elections. The Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, has appealed to Nigerians to take the postponement of the general elections in good faith, saying that the change in date was meant to ensure that the election was not only peaceful but also adjudged as one of the best exercises ever conducted in Nigeria. Senator Ekweremadu emphasized that if the postponement will guarantee best standards and the security of lives and property, then it is worth the delay. He therefore appealed to Nigerians to work with the Independent National Electoral Commission, the political parties, and the government in order to make the elections the best in the history of the country. He therefore urged Nigerians to seize the opportunity of the postponement to collect their permanent voter cards and also conduct themselves with a sense of patriotism throughout the electoral process. Political analysts say INEC's decision to postpone the 2015 general elections on the ground of insecurity was inevitable, just as they also called on Nigerians to key into the new dates. They were speaking on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria earlier today. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Nigeria's High Commissioner to Canada, Ambassador Jomadu Ekwe, and Dr. Udenta, the public affairs analysts, say the realignment in the general elections was basically part of the present administration's ongoing efforts towards giving more credibility to the conduct of polls in Nigeria, more so that the May 29 handover date remains sacrosanct.
It's not just about having an election, but the legitimacy of the process. The reality in Nigeria is that the police and civil defense are constantly overwhelmed during election duties. So you need the army to play support role.
For Adele Junaidu, a professor of mass communication, and Professor Reyes Achara, a constitutional lawyer, the new dates will afford eligible Nigerians ample opportunity to collect their PVCs, more training for INEC's ad hoc staff, and above all, guaranteed security.
Well, similarly, Nigerians in the United Kingdom have reacted to the postponement of the general elections by INEC. Bilkisu Abdurazak Odoye reports that most of them say the decision is a good development for Nigerian democracy.
With millions yet to collect their permanent voters card and other issues relating to insecurity, the diaspora say the postponement is a good development to avoid cause of disenfranchisement after the elections.
If it's postponed because of the fact that the Electoral Commission is not ready for election, that's a good thing. That means they want to see a transparent election.
Chairman of the APC UK chapter, Dr. Philip Idao, says the decision by INEC to postpone the election is not a good one, but calls on Nigerians and supporters of the party to be law-abiding.
Nobody should go out to protest and demonstrate to harm any other person. And we again appeal to the security forces to ensure that they uphold their constitutional role as the people who have been charged to maintain peace.
Members of the PDP UK chapter who hailed the postponement say their party has nothing to fear as they're always prepared for elections, but believe that most eligible voters should be able to participate in the process.
And so that we can conduct a free and fair election, giving INEC the opportunity to perform and be effective. It's all about effectiveness.
This election will take place this year, so why the rush? Except, of course, if some other people have other agenda.
In London, Belkisu Abdurazak Oduoye, NTA News.
A cross-section of Nigerians in Canada have asked the electorate to be patient with the Independent National Electoral Commission for non-violence and successful elections in March and April. Joy Osiago spoke with some political analysts in Canada.
The postponement of elections in Nigeria to allow for a new multilateral force to secure northeastern locations under the sway of insurgent groups is receiving mixed reactions from Nigerian political analysts in Canada. To some, it is a brilliant development that will prevent millions of Nigerians from being disenfranchised from voting, while a second school of thought feels differently.
We want to get it right. This is not the first time we are postponing elections. In 2011, some particular elections were put off or postponed till the next few weeks, I remember. So postponing this election is nothing odd. If it takes us a little more time, now that we have a multinational force fighting Boko Haram and we are seeing the results, that means we should give it a try.
The question I have is, they have been fighting Boko Haram for 6 years and they have been unsuccessful. So how are they going to be able to achieve that in 6 weeks' time?
The key thing is security of the election staff to be able to conduct a successful election in the Northeast and also to allow everyone to obtain their PVC. We should allow INEC to do a good job.
My advice to all eligible voters is to get their PVC, be patient, and go to the polls on March 28.
In Canada, Joy Usiago, NTA News.
Moving on, the All Progressives Congress, APC, says Nigerians, regardless of their ethnic origin or religious disposition, should operate without hindrance. The national chairman of the party, Chief John Odichie Oyegu, said this at a press conference in Abuja in reaction to the recent postponement of the 2015 general elections. Oyegu says the APC is prepared to have violence-free elections in Nigeria. He urged Nigerians who are yet to collect their permanent voter cards to take advantage of the postponement to do so.
I must be proud of our men and women in uniform. No question about that. We are proud of the great job that they are doing. We are proud of the sacrifice that have been made to put up with in the northeastern parts of the country. We have no other country other than Nigeria. And we must remain focused to salvage it.
He said his party is committed to the cause of change. The United Women Trades Association of Nigeria has pledged total support for President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in next month's presidential election as rescheduled. Correspondent Chukwunonsomo reports that the group was on a solidarity visit to the People's Democratic Party's national headquarters in Abuja.
National president of the group, Patricia Nwoye, said there is no alternative to President Jonathan running the affairs of the country again. Enumerating the laudable achievements in all sectors of the nation's economy, she said the group is optimistic that the president will win the forthcoming election.
Goodluck brought loan for youth and women. Each woman 500,000. Since my mama born me, I never see her. No collateral, no interest.
They appeal to Nigerians to remain steadfast and continue to support and pray for President Jonathan as he takes the country to greater heights in the next 4 years. Chukwunonsomo, NTA News.
You are watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Another look at our headlines. We informed you that the postponement of the 2015 general elections has received reactions from Nigerians in diaspora, as Deputy Senate President wants Nigerians to take it in good faith. Stay to come. Correspondent takes a look at the negative use of social media in the electoral process.
Rating the good deeds of President Jonathan.
Sunana Alhaji Ahmed Aminu, ni dan wasan fara soka, ni Goodluck.
My name is Noel Jonisha, a public servant. The only Nigerian that is using the Akon stair lift in the public building installed by Dr. Goodluck Jonathan when he was governor of Bayelsa State. I am Goodluck.
I am Patience Agumile Ibitsi, the first female powerlifter in Nigeria, a 6-time world record holder and the first female powerlifter in Nigeria and also in West Africa. I am Goodluck.
I am Honorable Dandis Hat, the immediate past National Secretary of the Joint National Secretary of Persons with Disabilities. And I led a team of 6 persons with disabilities in the National Conference as federal government delegates. I am Goodluck.
My name is Daniel Owe, legal practitioner. I'm Goodluck.
Vote Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Vote PDP 2015.
Welcome back. Nigeria is not new to having its leaders come up with a number of policies since independence, but President Goodluck Jonathan has maintained developmental plans that have made him transform all sectors of the economy, especially electoral reforms. This came to the fore at a book launch in Abuja. Adebola Brooksland Sunday has details.
Unveiling the book titled Impact of Nigeria's Electoral Reforms under the Jonathan's administration and 25 key reasons why President Goodluck Jonathan should continue in 2015. The Queen, Face of Democracy Nigeria, listed some of the achievements of the present administration.
Revival of the railway system, introduction of the Amajiri system of education.
The team leader, Alexandra Ajagbona, says President Jonathan needs more time to finish the good work he has started.
And we are committed and we are determined to ensure that democracy has come to stay in Nigeria and nothing we take it away.
Encourage you to come out and vote for the rightful candidates whom they feel that can take this country to the next level.
Face of Democracy Nigeria is a non-partisan group with the aim of protecting and maximizing the gains of democracy and good governance in Nigeria. Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
In the same vein, getting the youth properly sensitized, especially at the rural areas, on violence-free elections, dominated discussions at a one-day Youth Impact Summit held in Abuja. The summit was at the instance of the Youth Initiative for Leadership and Rural Development in collaboration with the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Youth and Student Matters. Correspondent Joseph Orok has details.
Despite the shifts in dates of the 2015 general elections, the Youth Initiative for Leadership and Rural Development believes Nigerian youth needs more enlightenment on the impact of violence. Victor Ojumu, drawing analogy from the post-2011 election violence, urged Nigerian youth not to be intimidated by the threats and destruction of lives and property experienced before, but to resist being used for violence before, during, and after any elections.
The impression will be given that, oh, the government not doing anything or cannot do anything about it. Let somebody who can do something about it come and do something about that thing. But whereas those things are instigated beforehand to achieve this particular purpose.
There is no need for them to allow themselves to be used, to be killed because of somebody. Election.
In a lecture on good governance and youth development, the Minister of Power, Professor Chinedu Nebu, highlighted various efforts by the present administration in empowering the youth, noting that since the youth are a greater percentage of the nation's population, they need to be carried along positively.
President Jonathan had empowered the youth and women in agriculture. The youth employment in agriculture program here.
Asking our young people to look at the programs that we have initiated as a government, help us to assess it, be part of it, and where we see serious or legitimate issues, we can make it better.
The summit is a pre-youth convention which is to come up before March 28th and April elections. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
The negative use of the social media in the electoral process came to the fore at the second phase of the Capacity Development Conference for Youth on Technology Tools to Report as Citizens during the 2015 elections. Organized by the Ministry of Science and Technology, the conference is aimed at extending technology application training to youths of voting age on the right use of technology in electioneering process. Correspondent Kirian Umayo reports.
Acting in line with one of the science and technology policy strategies, which is to inculcate the culture of technology innovation in Nigerians, Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Abdul Bulama, represented by Permanent Secretary Winifred Oyo Ita, said it is imperative for the ministry to sensitize and equip Nigerians, especially the youth, with skills and technology tools used in advanced democracies in the electoral process for peace and general development.
The Federal Ministry of Science and Technology is charged with a clear mandate to create technology infrastructure and knowledge base that will facilitate its wide application for development. This, among others, involves strengthening of the political framework for free, fair and transparent elections, as well as entrenchment of good governance and ensuring more dividends of democracy.
This conference is to focus our minds as youth to the use of technology in such a way that it will impact positively, not only in the outcome of the election, but the processes that are leading to elections in Nigeria.
This program will be directed on the proper ways of using it.
The training will equip participants with knowledge and skills on the application of technology for voter education, citizen mobilization, spreading of peace messages, and supporting the overall credibility of 2015 electoral process and beyond. In Abuja, Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
Now, some bit of business. Central Bank of Nigeria certifies 28 additional bureau de change operators. Details of these and reports from the morning market with Moplang Dakok.
Central Bank of Nigeria has recertified 28 more bureau de change operators to bring the total number of operators that have so far met the new capital requirement of 35 million naira to 2,572. before the Apex Bank hiked the minimum capital requirement from 10 million to 35 million, a total of 3,208 bureau de change operators were operating within Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria increased the minimum capital requirement in June 2014 to eliminate unserious operators and to correct inefficiencies and sharp practices. And on the money market, the Naira continues its flat trade of about 210 Naira to the dollar in the parallel market amid very low demand from Nigerians despite more injection of dollars by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Dealers attributed the low demand to customers' unwillingness to purchase dollar at the prevailing high exchange rate. There are expectations, however, that the exchange rate will drop after Monday's Central Bank of Nigeria's special intervention. Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Ivorian captain Yaya Toure describes Côte d'Ivoire's victory as a fulfillment of hard work as Kids and Play Athletics program debut. In Abuja, Kene Emabodike has details.
It was celebration galore in the capital city of Abidjan as the Ivorian national team emerged African champions the first time in 23 years. In the epic final played on Sunday, Côte d'Ivoire defeated Ghana by 9-8 via penalties after 120 minutes of impressive football that resulted to no goal. Meanwhile, analyst says the Elephants were lucky to have won.
Ghana was not that fortunate because they played better. They had a better compact team, young, talented. But what can you say when two elephants fight?
The Director General, National Sports Commission, Wenga Elebale, has directed the national senior women team, the Super Falcons, to resume camp immediately in preparation for forthcoming events. Elebale said the delay in resuming camping for the Super Falcons was because the African champions already have a team in place and will not need to go through screening. Over 290 school kids are participating in the first Kids and Play Athletics program, an after-school sports initiative which aims at building healthier and strong future athletes.
Athletics has 9 disciplines. So the 9 disciplines in athletics, we are trying to get kids to begin to love to participate in athletics and grow in the sport.
Kids and Play is for the ages of 10 and 14 with sports update. Kenan Imabodike, NTA News.
And that was the news at 7. Thanks for being there.